So come right here, whoever has goniometers, what line needs to be perpendicular?
The LML.
For waters,
Oh, no.
we're doing nasal. Well, same as last week's water, MML.
The water, that's
Chin up a little bit more.
because
Good.
the water's just like
Perfect.
the other one. Just have to get the
Down
whole
just a
face.
hair. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, MML is perpendicular. Now what measurement? Yeah, how many degrees?
Not 35.
37 degrees. And I'm at 35 right now. Perfect. So put that black line up to the acanthion, align the tube with the bucky. Make sure you guys, I noticed quite a few of you, placing your hand just like this on their head. I have no idea what you could tell when you relax your head. Now, sir, what I want you to do is turn around and face this board. Face the board. Perfect. And if I'm x-raying his nasal bone, I have to have it centered to the middle of the cassette. But I'm not going to move him back. I'm going to move my IR. Okay. Then, weird thing, to check any of his lines, I have to be down in front of him here. So I can't tell if I'm standing. So I need you to bring your chin up towards the sky. Perfect. Okay, mid-sagittal plane now is parallel. His IPL is perfectly perpendicular. His IOML needs to be perpendicular to the front edge of the IR. Bring your chin to your chest. Chin to your chest. Chin to your chest. Perfect, right there. Good. Okay, now from here to here, I'm exactly at his nasion with the centering. Close your eyes for me. I bring the central ray. Easier if you look at the light right here. The black dot is the central ray, so I'm looking at, you can see the curve of his nasion. If you keep it right here and go a ½ inch distal and then put it back on his face, it's a lot easier to see. So go a ½ inch below his nasion, you can see where that is, and then just put it back onto his face. So it's actually right here in the middle. Sorry, Q. Keep your eyes shut, I'm going to touch you. It's right here. Sorry. I'm going to touch you again. It's right there. The central ray is directly ½ inch inferior to his nasion. And then when you collimate down 4x4 square, from eyebrow to acanthion, I have the tip of his nose on that x-ray back past his orbit. Because if I collimate front to like this, I'm going to clip off. So his nose isn't that big, so I don't need to clip off that much. He's in his right side, so I put a right marker right there in the light field. So how I do it is I have the right nose going that way, the left nose going that way. Again, you guys can do it any way you want. What I want you to do is put your left ear against the board. I'd have to go over there to do all of my movement with my mid-sagittal plane, IPL, IOML, centering the same way on the other side. Perpendicular. Okay, LML. Nobody's talking. You guys know it. We just lectured on it. Okay, LML. So put your lips against the board. Good. So go from the inside middle of his lips and make them perpendicular. Bring your head back just a touch. Chin up. There you go. So I'm going in between the middle of his lips, down just a hair. Down just a little bit more. Just a touch more. Good, right there. What do you think of that? Down just a touch more, probably.
Yeah,
Yep.
just barely.
Okay, good. Okay, so now go ahead, everyone check his LML. LML, and see what you get. Oh, you're pressing on the bucky, just so you know. Yeah.
Here, like the words level.
Cheek and nose of your left side directly against the IR. Perfect. And as he puts his chin, cheek, and nose, I have to make sure he doesn't put his forehead against there because he wanted to rest his eyebrow against there. So chin, cheek, and nose. And then what I'm looking at is the top portion of his orbit to be centered down this black line. That's what we were just talking about in the lab, or in the classroom. If he's way over here, then I'm gonna have to move him so drastically, and I don't wanna have to move him like that. Okay, so I have to do everything up here because I have to be able to see up and over him. So chin, cheek, and nose against the board, that's how they start. The next line is AML perpendicular to the IR. So his acanthomeatal line, how does that look? Here you go, Devin. Go ahead and measure. Oh, you still have them? Okay. Chin, cheek, and nose, AML. First two things you do in that order. Now you come over here. We don't put the central right because I still have to measure. So now what I do is I have to measure my mid-sagittal plane. So I have to be up and over him because I have to be able to see his nasion up through his forehead, up through the mid-sagittal plane of his head. So I place this against the bucky like this when I'm doing this side, and it opposite when I'm doing that side, because I have to go to his mid-sagittal plane here. So how many degrees must I be? 53. So as I'm looking at this, I have to be up and over his head. I'm looking through his nasion, keeping my goniometer the same. I then skim through his head, and I can see that my goniometer was not in the middle of his noggin. Okay, and I look, and I'm at 51 degrees right now. And you need to be 53. Again, doing those things in order, you're going to be almost spot on every single time you do it. Okay? So everybody